Gary, can you tell us a little about your car?
Yeah, certainly. It's a 1973 March Formula 3 car, and we built 26 of them in 73 at March in England. The Formula 3 is a stepping stone to Formula 2 and Formula 2 to Formula 1. And as you go up, the engine gets bigger, the brakes get bigger, the tires and wheels get bigger. That's how you progress in the series. It's a Lotus twin cam engine. State of the art in 1973, it produced 150 horsepower. State of the art today with the new technology is 190 horsepower. And while that may not sound a lot, it's a 900-pound car, so it definitely gets with the program. It's got a Hewland Mark 8 transmission in it. It's a lot of fun to drive.
And you drove this in England and here?
Yeah, I went to driver school at Silverstone in England in Formula Ford, and then a friend of mine had this car actually, and I was able to drive it a few times in England. And then I came back to the United States, and about 10, 12 years ago, I found this car in Ohio. I bought it back and restored it. And here it sits today. It's a Lotus twin overhead cam and cross-flow cylinder head with twin carburetors on it. It's a 1600. It's not a very big motor, but that's a lot of horsepower out of that little engine. Inboard rear brakes. Got a rear wing on it. Wings started to come into play in the 70s, 71, 72 for downforce. It's a dry sump motor, which means that the oil is in a tank at the back of the car. It's a pure race car compared to driving a sedan. This is designed to be a race car, so the handling is really great. It's a well-balanced car. It's a little rear weight biased, but that's better for traction coming off the corner, and stops on a dime, and gives you 9 cents change. When I drove this car in 73, I was 125 pounds, and I could get in and out of it pretty easily. Not today.
I bet this thing was a hoot to race.
It is. This design at the time, March went to a narrow track. If you look at this, it's not a real wide track. And the narrow track with the way this car was set up really worked quite well for getting through the corners. It's a really, really nice handling car. The March is a pretty little car. It's probably too pretty to race anymore. It's kind of pretty much an antique when you figure that's 50-some years old. And so I just enjoy it because it was part of my youth. All these pictures are chronological. So that 34 Ford Vicky, that was my first car when I was 15. And then the 63 Dodge, 426 Max Wedge. And then I moved up to the 427 Corvette. And then I was overseas in England. So that's a Formula Ford Van Diemen. Then the next car is this little blue March in 1973 in England. And then when I came back from Europe, I built the red Corvette. That's a 68. And then moving along here, my next venture was the Ferrari 308 when I was 40. That was my birthday present to myself. And then I liked that car so well, I got the 348 Ferrari. And then I went into pro racing, and with that 355 Ferrari. Then I moved into another Corvette. That's Homestead, Florida at 140 miles an hour, turn 1. And that Corvette, I just passed that Ferrari, that orange Ferrari. The BMW down here is at Virginia Motorsports Park. That BMW M3 is a great handling car because the balance is close to 50-50. And then the same BMW in Phoenix. The Pontiac GTO, we're doing a driver change at Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama. That BMW is up at Utah at Miller Motorsports Park. The black BMW is in Phoenix. And same car, the black BMW at Phoenix. The Porsche 911 GT3, that was testing at Autobahn. And then the following year, we ran that car at the 24 Hours at Daytona. And finished 35th overall. The BMW 135 there, that is at Mid-Ohio. The same car a year later at Sonoma, different sponsor. And then my Ferrari 599.
Well, you have had quite a career with cars.
I have. Grew up in Detroit, worked the assembly line when I was going to college, and worked for dealerships for many, many years. And I'm just a car guy.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're a car guy.